Hi guys, I want to come on and talk to you about beauty blenders and beauty blender dupes. Now there's a lot of these videos out there, but there's so many options for beauty sponges and there's a lot that aren't talked about. So hopefully I'm going to talk about a few of the options that aren't talked about on YouTube very often. So I'm going to start out with beauty blenders. Now the original beauty blender, I got the pink one. These are $19 to $20 a piece. Now they're great. I love them. I use them often, but I've found so many other amazing options that are so much cheaper that I like actually better than these that I am never going to buy a beauty blender again. I know. I'm going to get a lot of shade for that. But it's just my personal opinion. If you love the beauty blender, can't live without it, go out and buy yourself more beauty blenders. That is absolutely fine. I'm just saying my personal opinion. And although I love the beauty blenders, they're expensive. And when you are changing them out every 3 months, like you should, it is $80 a year on beauty sponges. That's a lot of money on something that you're not going to keep for 5 years. You know, like I will spend $80 on a makeup brush that I'm going to be keeping for 5 to 10 years. You know, that pays off. But beauty blenders, even though that they're reusable, you are supposed to change them every 3 months. And the reason being is because bacteria does build up in the sponge, as well as the pores, little pores on the material of the beauty blender. Over time, they get bigger, which means that they absorb more of your makeup, which means you're wasting product, guys. It's not about saving your beauty blender. It's about saving your $40 foundation, or even if it's a drugstore foundation. I mean, it's not as bad, but when you're using it with like a Tom Ford foundation, or you know, Charlotte Tilbury foundation that are like $50 for a foundation, to have it be absorbed, most of it absorbed into your beauty blender, sucks. I'm just being real with you guys. So, you do need to change this out every 3 months. That's why I don't like the beauty blender, because it's expensive and it adds up so quickly. That is my only downfall to the beauty blender. Then we have the beauty blender micro minis. Comes in the container. There's 2. Now, these I think are like $14 to $16. I didn't pay full price for these. I bought them around the holidays, and where did I get them from? I got them from birchbox.com, and it was 20% off, and then I had a coupon, or I had a 25% off coupon. Then I had Birchbox points that were $10 off. So I got these next to nothing. So that being said, yeah, I think they're worth it if you have a coupon. But most people don't have coupons, and most places don't take coupons for the beauty blenders. So just keep that in mind. Definitely, if you have Birchbox, buy them at the Birchbox shop, because you can use your Birchbox points and these will be less money than they are. But if you don't have that, I'm going to tell you the other options that you can go look for yourself. First, we have dupe number 1. This is by Swissco Beauty. This was, I think this was like $4.99. Yes, $4.99 at TJ Maxx. It's almost the same shape as the original Beauty Blender. The material's super similar. It's not the same, but it is super similar. But guys, I find myself going to this more than my Beauty Blender. The reason being is, even though that these are similar materials, this one doesn't absorb quite as much product. And I find it a little bit easier to clean. I've had these two for the same amount of time. And you can see on the bottom of this one a little bit. See that? That is makeup. I wash this after every use, right after I use it. And I have such a hard time getting foundation out of this. And it looks like it's starting to get moldy, and it's not. Like, I've used this maybe 3 or 4 times, and I have washed it right after, let it dry completely before using it again. So that bugs me that, number one, this Beauty Blender, the original Beauty Blender, absorbs product. Number 2, it's hard to clean. And every time I wash this, pink dye just drains out. I don't want to put that on my face. I never had that issue with any of these other products. Only the Beauty Blender. Like, you wash it, you squeeze it, and my sink is pink. It's gross. Like, I don't know if anybody else has had that issue. And I've had that issue using the Beauty Blender cleanser. So, I don't know. I don't know. I think that's really weird. I think it's gross. I don't want to put something on my face that is like leaking dye. Pink dye. Anyway, back to the Swissco blender sponge. Once again, this was $4.99. Amazing option from TJ Maxx. Then I went into TJ Maxx and I was looking around and I found these little puppies. Now these are also by Swissco, and these were $2.99, I think. $2.99. Got these a little while ago. I've been playing with them. I really like them. Once again, I use them over my Beauty Blender Micro Minis because they're easier to clean. They don't have like spots of makeup left in them when I wash them like they do on the Beauty Blender. So that's another option that is amazing from TJ Maxx. So then we have a original Beauty Blender. It's fake. This is from eBay. Now, it was sold as an original Beauty Blender. And I even emailed them and asked if it was an original Beauty Blender. They said yes, and it's not. I pretty much knew it before I even bought it, but I was like, well, let's see what it is. Let's see how it holds up to my other Beauty Blenders. I go towards this one over my original Beauty Blender. This does not absorb product. Well, it does a little bit, but compared to the Swissco one, compared to the original Beauty Blender, this one absorbs so much less makeup than those two. You can see it has a slight, maybe you can't, but it has a slight texture to it. Not much. It's a lot smoother than the Beauty Blender in the Swissco blender. But it still gives you that stippled effect, natural skin look. It's just so much easier to clean. You can get all the product out of it. It's a great product, even though that it was a Beauty Blender fake. I liked it, personally. Then we go to Bungalow Beauty. So Bungalow Beauty is also found at TJ Maxx. This was $3.99, and it is the same material essentially as the Beauty Blender Fake that I got off of eBay. Now, it's a little bit harder to squeeze than the Beauty Blender and the Swissco blender. But once again, this one does not absorb as much product. It's easier to clean. It still gives you that flawless face look. And I really like it. I will probably be buying another one once I've used all my other beauty blenders. I have a lot, I know. But it's great to have multiple so you can let them fully dry in between each use. Next product. This is also by Bungalow Beauty. This is $1.99. $1.99. $2 for 2 of these versus $14 to $16 for 2 of these. You're saving a lot of money using these. They're almost identical, guys. I can't say it enough. I mean, products from TJ Maxx, especially Beauty Blender dupes, they're hands down amazing. Or at least most of them are. Some of them aren't. Some of them I don't like. But that's a good dupe. This is similar to the Micro Mini Beauty Blender as well. This I found online for $1 a piece. They're great. Same material as the Swissco. They're a little bit cheaper, but these are the same price and they feel exactly the same. I will say Bungalow Beauty doesn't have quite as sharp of a tip as the Beauty Blender and the one from the online store, but that's okay. Next, we're going to go into the Real Technique sponge. Now, I hate this sponge. And I know a lot of people are gonna gasp when I say that, but I hate it. The reason being is I literally use this twice, and like I can already see where it's like ripping on the corners, and there's like picks and things in the sponge already. I've used this once, and I feel like I'm going to have to replace it so quickly versus all the other beauty blenders I've talked about, or beauty sponges I've talked about. This is the worst of all the dupes that I've found because it falls apart so quickly. It rips, it tears. It doesn't give you a smooth application after like 2 times because it's starting to rip, and then it absorbs your product even more. And you know, I use this when nothing else is available. Let's just put it that way. Then we have the body sponge. This is by The Creme Shop, or The Cream Shop, however you want to say it. This is a big body blender. Now, I don't have the Beauty Blender style of this. I don't know how much it is, but this one right here was only $5 or $6 for this one. And frankly, I think that's a better deal than buying the one from beautyblender.com or in Sephora, just because I've heard that a lot of people aren't really impressed with the full body beauty blender, and this one's half the price. So if you need it for one application, you're not spending a bunch of money on a product that you're going to use once or twice, you know. So keep that in mind. This was also from TJ Maxx, guys. So what we learned about this video, there are tons and tons and tons of options instead of the Beauty Blender. Now, I like the Beauty Blender. I don't have that much bad things to say about the Beauty Blender. There's just a lot of things that I prefer because of the price. And as a makeup artist, you go through them so quickly, and you have to have so many of them. And even with the discount, you know, like, it's $300 to get a big pack of Beauty Blenders. Well, I can spend $300 and get so many more of these. Or these. You know, there's so many different options. So many cheaper options than to buy the Beauty Blender. Nothing against Beauty Blender. It's just my personal opinion. Definitely go to TJ Maxx and Marshalls and check out what they have. You can try a few and see what textures you like the best. Because you may not like the same ones I like. That's fine. But there's so many different options just to say, I'm going to stick with the Beauty Blender because it's the one that is sold at Sephora, and that's the one that's sold at Ulta, or wherever it's sold. I know it's sold at Sephora. I think it's sold at Ulta online. I don't think it's sold in the store. I personally haven't seen it in the store, but, you know. Where I live, there's not a really big Ulta store or a really big Sephora store, so that's just that. Anyway, guys, like, subscribe, and comment down below. Bye.